A lovely evening here in the coastal city of Mogadishu, the administrative capital of Somalia, 20th September 2023. Welcome to Somalia's premium #1 station for news and updates. I'm your presenter, Abdurrahman Yusuf. Tonight, these are the stories we've prepared for you. Somalia launches investigation into alleged aid diversion. AU forces conduct police training in Hirshabelle amidst drawdown. Military helicopter crash claims lives near Kenya-Somalia border. UK commits $5 million in funding to support Somalia security forces. The Somali National Disaster Management Agency has taken a proactive step by initiating a thorough investigation into the recent internal report released by the United Nations, which revealed potential cases of aid diversion within the country. In a statement published on Tuesday, the agency emphasized the Somali government's unwavering commitment to addressing these serious allegations.
The Somalia National Disaster Management Agency has taken a proactive step by initiating a thorough investigation into the recent internal report released by the United Nations, which revealed potential cases of aid diversion within the country. In a statement published on Tuesday, the agency emphasized the Somali government's unwavering commitment to addressing these serious allegations. Recognizing the urgency and significance of this matter, the United Nations and the Somali government have joined forces to tackle the issue head-on. A joint task force has been established with the primary objective of formulating a comprehensive strategy to effectively combat aid diversion. The agency's statement emphasized that this collaborative initiative aims to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of humanitarian operations in Somalia, ensuring that crucial assistance reaches those in need without any hindrance. Aid diversion poses a significant concern, as it can severely impede the delivery of vital aid to the most vulnerable populations. The agency unequivocally stated that it's fully committed to the prosecution of those found responsible for diverting aid. To shed further light on the issue, a forthcoming UN summary report scheduled for release in July 2023 is expected to provide specific data regarding the locations and amounts involved in aid diversion. This report will play a crucial role in exposing the full extent of the problem and enable appropriate actions to be taken. By addressing aid diversion head-on, Somalia aims to strengthen its humanitarian operations, streamline assistance delivery, and prioritize the well-being of its citizens in need.
The Africa Union Transition Mission in Somalia on Monday concluded a 5-day training program focused on the management of police stations and reduction of crime within local communities. This training was conducted in preparation for the Somali police force to assume full security responsibility once the ATMIS withdraws from Somalia in December 2024. The Africa Union Transition Mission in Somalia concluded a 5-day training program focused on the management of police stations and reduction of crime within local communities. This training was conducted in preparation for the Somali police force to assume full security responsibility once ATMIS withdraws from Somalia in December 2024. As per a statement released in Mogadishu on Tuesday, the AU mission indicated that a group of police officers from Hirshabelle state actively participated in training program. The program covered various aspects of community-oriented policing, search and apprehension procedures, detention protocols, techniques for criminal investigations, and the responsibilities of the station commanders. During the concluding ceremony, Sergeant Zainab Mayah Conte, the ATMIS team leader for training and development in Sector 5, highlighted the importance of topics covered during the training. ATMIS police conducted the much-needed training for Hirshabelle police officers, according to Johar Airfield Police Station Deputy Commander Lieutenant Ahmed Abdulle Madobe. The training will further enable the officers to discharge their duties professionally and maintain good community relations. One of the participants, Officer Abdi Osman, said the training improved his knowledge and skills in fighting crime and building relationships with the community. Again, the important skills for the 5-day course on police station management conducted by ATMIS. We hope they will conduct more capacity building training in the near future, said Osman, a Hirshabelle police officer. The Somali police force is supported by the ATMIS police component through frequent joint patrols, capacity building training, guidance, and mentorship for personnel. Additionally, present were ATMIS Civil Affairs Officer and Team Coordinator Sector 5, Christopher Aria, and ATMIS Police Coordinating Officer in Hirshabelle, Aguta Jimpton. The UK government has announced an additional £5 million in funding for the United Nations Support Office in Somalia, trust fund aimed at bolstering support for Somalia security forces.
The UK government has announced additional £5 million in funding for the United Nations Support Office in Somalia UNSOS Trust Fund, aimed at bolstering support for Somalia's security forces. The funding was unveiled during a recent meeting between Somalia's National Security Advisor, Hussein Sheikh Ali, and the UK's Deputy National Security Advisor for International Affairs, Dame Sarah, during her recent visit to Somalia last week. The new funding further strengthens the UK's substantial contributions to the UNSOS Trust Fund, which provides non-lethal logistics support to the Somali security forces. The support includes provisions such as food, shelter, and life-saving medevac assistance. The UK's financial commitment will not only aid ongoing operations against the Al-Shabaab group, but also assist the Somalia security forces in building their capacity as they assume greater responsibility for maintaining security within the country. Mrs. Sarah, the Deputy National Security Advisor, emphasized the importance of the UK and Somalia's security partnership in bringing stability and security to Somalia and the wider region. Since 2022, the UK has committed over £10 million in support of the Somali security forces via UNSOS Trust Fund. Additionally, the UK has provided bilateral voluntary contributions amounting to £47 million since 2022 for military stipends to the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia. The collaboration between the two nations across various sectors is instrumental in advancing security, economic prosperity, and development, ultimately and contributing to a more stable and secure Somalia.
A military helicopter crashed near the border within Somalia, resulting in the loss of at least 8 lives, according to officials on Tuesday. The crash occurred in Lamu County, situated along the coastal region of Kenya. The cause of the crash remains unclear at this early stage of the investigation.
A military helicopter crashed near the border with Somalia, resulting in the loss of at least 8 lives, according to officials on Tuesday. The crash occurred in Lamu County, situated along the coastal region of Kenya. The cause of the crash remains unclear at this early stage of investigation. Kenyan Defense Forces operate in the area to combat the Al-Shabaab Al-Qaeda-linked group, the border in Somalia. The Department of Defense confirmed that the Air Force helicopter crashed during a night patrol mission. In response to the event, a board of inquiry has been promptly constituted and dispatched to the crash site, the underlying cause of the incident, as stated in an official statement. Kenyan troops have been actively involved in Somalia as part of the African Union Transition Mission aimed at combating Al-Shabaab. The deployment of Kenyan forces to Somalia dates back to 2011. However, plans are now underway to withdraw multinational forces as Somali troops gradually assume responsibility for their country's security. Al-Shabaab, the group operating in Somalia, has intensified its attacks in Kenya in recent months. The border region has witnessed numerous casualties as a result of these attacks, as the rebels face mounting pressure from military offensives launched by the Somali forces last year, subsequent to the election of President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud in May.
The heart-rending story in the coastal city of Lamu in the border of Kenya brings us to the end of our bulletin, lovely viewers. I wish to thank the Dalsan Media fraternity for making this news bulletin a success. And you, wherever you're watching us from, be blessed and stay put for more stories in our subsequent bulletins.